So when we follow these customs of these other nations, is God against us for that? What you say? Give me Colossians 2. What you say? If we doing everything another nation do, being God's chosen people, did y'all know we God's chosen people for one? You knew that, right? So us being God's chosen people, if we following another nation ways, would God be against us?
Bring it out.
Bring it out.
Just think about it before you answer. If we following another...
If you don't know.
If you don't know. Okay, you say if you don't know, what you say?
I think you only hold that.
Okay, give me that James 2 and 12. I think that is Proverbs 2 and 12. Let me see. Go to James 2. Watch this. Only if we didn't know. Watch this. Let's see what God say. Let me see what James. Watch this. I'm gonna show you. God holding us accountable right now. Let me see what you.
Bring it out.
No, go back 22. Just go back to Colossians. Yeah, right there. Go there. Yeah.
The book of James chapter 2 verse 22. But be ye doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves.
God telling us to be doers of his word. So go with me Colossians. Go back to Colossians.
No.
I'm going to show you that. That us following the other nations, God telling us to beware of those things. If you see a sign that say beware, what does that mean? Warning, right? Let me show you what God said. Colossians 2.
The book of Colossians chapter 2 verse 8.
Bring it out.
Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit after the tradition of men.
So God said, beware if anybody spoil you or trick you to follow the traditions of men. Read.
After the rudiments of the world and not after Christ.
So he said, beware. Now y'all clearly just said, when you say a sign that say beware, it's a warning. Saying,
right.
What a warning I'm telling you? Don't do it now. It could be some consequences, right?
Right.
So God telling us, beware we following the ways of these other nations. Why? Give me a Jeremiah 1. I mean 10 and 1. Just the first verse. So he said, beware. Watch. Why? Because he gave us customs we need to celebrate, customs we need to do. But we following the ways of the world, it's keeping us on the bottom. That's why he said beware.
Right.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
He's talking to us. If you look on this side, the so-called blacks, the Spanish, we are the children of Israel, God chosen people. That's what God calls the chosen people. Israel. He don't call them African American. He don't call them Haitian. He don't call them Jamaican.
Right.
He call them the Israelites. That's what he called them. We are the Israelites.
Right.
Read it from the top again.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
Talking to us, the so-called blacks. Read.
Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
He just said, learn not the way of the heathen. Meaning what? Learn not the ways of the other nations.
Right.
Why? Because he just told us back in Colossians, beware.
Right.
Beware. Why? Because it's sin. When God tell us, like today, God say today, which is Saturday, is the Lord's Sabbath day.
Right.
He said no buying, no selling, no cooking, all that on the Sabbath day. Did you know that? But we following the ways of the world who told us the day you worship God is on Sunday. Because everyone else, a lot of our people go to church on Sunday, right?
Right.
But God say the seventh day, which is Saturday, is his sacred day. So when we following the ways of the white man, what day do we celebrate God in the world? What day? Sunday. He just said beware. Why? Because the Sabbath day, which is today, and if we breaking God's Sabbath day today, not knowing today is his sacred day, would God put us to death for doing it?
Bring it
out.
up.
The kingdom for doing it? No. Let's see. Give me that Exodus 31. Let's see, because he said beware. And we following the ways of the world, not knowing we in sin and not knowing we gonna miss the kingdom and be put to death.
Right.
Watch this.
Exodus chapter 31 and verse 14. Ye shall keep the Sabbath therefore, for it is holy unto you. Everyone that defileth it,
follow the Sabbath day, which is the seventh day of the week, which is Saturday. Sunday is the first day of the week.
Right.
If you look on the calendar, what's the first day of the week? Sunday. The Bible said the Sabbath is the seventh day of the week. Now he said every one of us, the children of Israel, that defiled the Sabbath,
everyone that defileth it shall surely be put to death.
What did he just say? We breaking God's Sabbath, we're going to miss the kingdom.
Right.
You want the kingdom of heaven? You want the kingdom of heaven, sis? You gotta quit breaking God's Sabbath day. Because we don't know, if we jump to verse 12, the Sabbath day was given to us. It's a covenant between us and God. So when we keeping the Sabbath holy the right way, we dealing with God the proper way.
Right.
Well, we keeping the Sabbath. He acknowledges they keeping the Sabbath. But when you breaking the Sabbath, I have to put them to death if they don't tighten up.
Right.
It's like, let's say with those, when we go back to those years, they had days where we did, like, I don't know, what was the 7 days?
This the same days as far as the days of the week we follow. Yeah, it's the custom keep running down.
Right.
The custom keep running down.
The same calendar back then, the first month of Earth, the same Greek calendar.
Oh yeah, so it was Saturday back then also.
Yes, it's the same calendar. That's why we telling our people the 7th day is God's Sabbath day.
Right.
That's what you get, verse 12. I'm gonna show you that us keeping the Sabbath, God be dealing with us when we doing it the proper way. Watch this, read this.
Exodus chapter 31 and verse 12. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak thou also unto the children of Israel, saying, Verily my Sabbath shall ye keep, for it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations.
Remember God said, when you keep the Sabbath, it's a sign between us and him forever.
Right.
So when we break the Sabbath, somebody got their car neutral.
Oh, man.
Oh, so God said, when we breaking the Sabbath, He's gonna put us to death because the Sabbath is a sign between us and Him.
Right.
Go to Exodus. Good question, bro. That's a good question. What do we supposed to do on God's Sabbath day? And what day? Pull out your phone. I want you to look at your phone and look at the calendar. What we do and we don't supposed to do on the Sabbath. Let's find this out. Read this.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work.
So he said, 6 days shall you labor. The first day of the week is Sunday. So you got 6 days to work and do all your work. Read.
But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work.
So what do you say you're supposed to do on the Sabbath? No rabbit. What else? Give me Nehemiah. Let's see the things we supposed to do on the Sabbath and things we can't do on the Sabbath. That's what we're going to teach you today. So we make sure you keeping the Sabbath properly so that God can be dealing with you, because He says it's a sign between me and the children of Israel, right?
Right.
Read this.
Nehemiah chapter 10 and verse 31. And if the people of the land bring ware or any victuals on the Sabbath day to sell, that we would not buy it of them on the Sabbath.
So he said we don't supposed to buy and sell on the Sabbath also.
Right.
So on Saturday, we don't supposed to be going to these stores buying stuff. On the Sabbath, because when you buy stuff, you breaking the Sabbath. Right. And he said you defiling shall surely be put to death.
Right.
Ain't gonna be the exit, no cooking. I'm showing you right now things we not supposed to do on the Sabbath.
Right.
Watch this. Got it?
Exodus chapter 16 and verse 23. And he said unto them, This is that which the Lord hath said. Tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath unto the Lord. Bake that which ye will bake today.
So he's telling us right now, the day before the Sabbath, you're supposed to get your food prepared.
Right.
You're supposed to prepare your food the day before the Sabbath. Read.
And seed that ye will seed, and that which remaineth over lay up for you to be kept until the morning.
So he said, look, cook your food before the Sabbath and lay up for leftovers that you eat on the Sabbath. Right. Exodus 35. Read this.
Exodus chapter 35 and verse 3. Ye shall kindle no fire throughout your habitations upon the Sabbath day.
So he said, kindle no fire, no cooking on the Sabbath. What he told us to do to prepare for the Sabbath, and the last was to do what? Prepare your food, right?
Right.
See, on the Sabbath, you're not kindling no fire, you're not cooking nothing, right? So these are things we don't supposed to do on the Sabbath. What do we supposed to do? Leviticus 23.
Bring it up.
Now I'm showing you what we're supposed to do on the Sabbath day.
Teach.
So we can make sure that we have the sign between us and God on the Sabbath day.
Right.
You feeling what's coming on? Watch this, read this.
Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 3.
Bring it up.
6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest and an holy convocation.
Hey, what?
A holy convocation.
A holy convocation meaning a holy gathering.
Right.
So on the Sabbath day, we're supposed to gather together to be in the scriptures. Rest, because what you don't know is, on the Sabbath day, we found out it's so much mental rest. When you relaxing and you dealing in God's word on the Sabbath day. We literally be looking forward to the Sabbath day. Man, when the Sabbath ain't coming quick enough. Because when you sit down and you going into these scriptures and dealing with your brothers on the Sabbath, all the burdens of the world go out your head. You ain't even think about it.
Right.
That's why he said it's a day of rest, mental rest.
Right.
Physical rest
Right.
on the Sabbath, and we showing it's a sign between us and God.
Right.
You hear me? Let me rewind a little bit. Ask you at the beginning, what's your nationality according to the Bible? You say I said according to the Bible. You gonna go Israel? Give me Deuteronomy 28. That's a good one. The so-called Black Americans or so-called African Americans are from the tribe of Judah, from the nation of Israel.
Right.
So you on point? We from the nation of Israel according to the Bible.
Right.
According to the world, we Black American or African American. But now we coming back to our nationality. Who are we? We the Israelites.
Right.
We the people God ordained to rule this earth.
Right.
We the people God ordained to be the kings of the earth.
Right.
But we don't know that, but it's only one way that we can get back to that physically, by listening to God. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 15. This is what God told Israel.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15.
Bring it up.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments.
So what he just said right there? I want to make sure you listen. Read it from the top again. When we read this, I want you to make sure you listen to everything that he's reading, okay? But that's how we're going to connect in. Read it from the top again.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
If you will not listen to the voice of the Lord thy God,
to observe to do all his commandments,
you don't observe to do all, he said to do all his commandments,
and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses,
and what?
that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So he just told him, if you don't do and listen and do what I told you, I'm going to put curses on you. You heard that, right? What is a curse then? What's a curse?
Bad luck.
Bad, right?
Yeah.
Bad luck, right? Now he said, if y'all don't do my commandment, I'm going to put curses on you. He talking to the Israelites. Read on.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
Look, he like, you don't do my commandments, I'm going to curse you in every city you in.
Right.
Now think about it. Every city that we in around the world, what conditions are we in? Just think about it now.
Bring it up.
We in the hood. We hustling.
Right.
We killing each other.
Right.
We prostituting their body.
Right.
Ain't no marriage going on. The men in the prison,
Right.
the boys growing up fatherless.
Right.
Is this not what's going on in our communities? So he said, cursed shalt thou be in the city.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
Then he said, I'm going to curse you in fields. What field will we curse in? Just think about it. Think about history. Field, like a field. What field will we curse in history? Just think about it. What you say, Pops? What field would the so-called black man curse in? Physical field.
Killing and drinking.
Okay. Plantation fields. Cotton.
Right.
Tobacco.
Cotton.
Who picking cotton?
Us.
Who picking cotton?
Us.
God said, curse shall not be in the field. Jump to verse 35. These are curses God said he's going to put on these people if they what? If they what? Then they don't do what? They don't keep his commandments.
Right.
So based on these curses in our communities today, are we keeping the commandments? We're not keeping the commandments because we still up under these curses.
Right.
He said, cursed in the city. We the one cursed in Mobile County.
Right.
We the one filling up Mobile County jail.
Right.
That's us.
Right.
Right? Verse 45, read it.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 45.
Bring it up.
Over all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee.
He said these curses gonna run us down.
Right.
Now what he just said, you just said a curse a bad thing. God just said, man, them curses, they gonna run you down. And they gonna do what, read?
Till thou be destroyed.
Until they what?
Till thou be destroyed.
Right.
We is a destroyed people.
Right.
We kill each other for nothing, man. We can't even have a logic conversation without somebody getting upset.
Right.
We out here teaching the Bible, brother, get mad for what? Cause we teaching the Bible and ain't worrying about no other nation but our people.
Right.
That's how you know we'll destroy people. Instead of saying, "Oh, brother, teaching the Bible, let me just hearken and see what they saying." We ain't gonna do that because we'll destroy people, read.
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee, and they shall be upon thee for a sign.
He said these curses gonna be up on the sign, meaning to identify. You look at this sign right here, you'll know they said a piece up in there, right? Based on this sign. So these curses, like us being cursed in the city. The sign of us, ones being cursed, identify we are the children of Israel.
Right.
Read.
And for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
He said, man, we're gonna be dealing with these curses forever. Way back when in Moses' time, all the way to today.
Right.
From Moses' time to Christ's time today, we still dealing with the same curses. Why? Because them same people is still not doing God's commandments.
Right.
We're not doing God's commandments. Watch this. Keep reading.
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
He said, look, if y'all don't want to serve God for the want of all things with joy, I'm going to make you serve the enemy. Who are we serving today? You can consider the enemy. Just think about it. Who are we serving? When you go on the job, just say you going to work and you working 40 hours a week. Who are you working for? Who the boss is? Who the owner of the company is? Just think about it. It's real thing, real deal.
I mean, I just don't really care about that.
Oh, but okay, you don't care about it, but the thing is, this is how we identify we God's chosen people.
I feel like we're not doing right, we serving the devil.
But God just said you should serve the enemy.
Right.
You got to understand, God said the enemy, this is a physical people, the enemy.
Right.
Chapter verse 16. Let me show you what the enemy did to us. That's why it's very important that we might not care about it, but God is giving us a replay. Look, I want y'all to take on what happened in y'all past so y'all future can be better.
Right.
Because we don't want to continue to go through the same thing we've been going through. Poverty, prison, gun violence, graveyards, fatherless households. We want to break the cycle. Don't you want to break the cycle? You care about that, though. Breaking the cycle, or we don't care?
Oh, no, I care about everything. I don't care about the white man.
See,
what they did.
But what they did was what caused us to be in these positions.
Right.
Based on our disobedience of God.
Right.
Watch this, though. I'm going to prove it out the Bible. Watch this, read it.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with...
And Egypt is another for bondage or slavery. So God told the Israelites, he's on the sign that the Lord will bring you into slavery again. Out.
Again with ships.
He said this time when y'all go into slavery, y'all going to go on cargo slave ships.
Right.
Did that happen? That's history. Watch this, though. Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Now he said, look, you're not going to see your homeland no more again. We don't even know our home. What is our homeland? Before we were brought over here on slave ships, what was our homeland? You on point, yes. But who in our homeland today?
Bring it up.
The Jewish. They say Jewish.
Right.
But they in our land. Do we not want our land back? So now we got to figure out, let's think about what you just said. You just said the Jewish people in Israel. But God said we are the Jews, we are the Israelites. So that would consider our land according to Galatians, right? So us knowing that now, we need to figure out how we going to get our land back. Or do we just let them keep it? What would you say?
I just want all of them together.
But who? Well, you want that, but do they want that?
Bring it out.
Just think about it. Do they want it? The folks who stormed the White House, do they want that? I want you to think about it. Do they want that? Or is it just us want to hold their hands?
Right.
Just think about it now. Because if they did, they would close the wealth gap.
Right.
If they did, they would give us better education. Right. They would give us better chances and opportunities. Right. If they did. So what if just think about a race. If we mean you finna race, but we racing to the Chevron, but I'm past the dollar store already. Now you saying, go. Am I gonna catch you? I'm not gonna catch you, so much of a gap. Right. It's a gap there. So the only way to close the gap in, we gotta go back to what God say do, so he the one who caused the gap.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Read it from the top again, watch this.
Deuteronomy 28 and 68. The Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Slavery again.
With ships.
We went into slavery on ships. God said we're going to put that curse on us for not keeping his commandments. Read.
Right.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Our homeland, what you said, is Jerusalem, which is according to Galatians 4. Read.
And there,
when we got off the slave ships,
ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Now God said when you got off the slave ships, you be sold to who? Now, who were we sold to when we got off the slave ships?
Bring it out.
Who we sold to when we got off the slave? What nation was we sold to? There was the whites.
I'm saying, like, no, because some people sold us to the whites, though.
The Africans sold us to the whites. But we're not Africans.
Right.
Okay, you're right.
I heard we went through this, like Jews, too. Everybody we went through on it's white Jews.
Okay.
I don't like, no, what I'm saying.
The thing about it is, okay, you on point, but the thing about it is, our concern is now is to waking us up to acknowledge that we are the true Jews.
Right.
So when we wake up to we the true Jews, we'll realize that we have enemies.
Right.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
We used to scream black power while Heron was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.